Yeah, specifically Kingg trying to get to Santiago, play in front of that home crowd. On the opposite side, you're talking about SEN's history, success at Kickoff over the past couple years. A lot of that driven by John. It started with his addition to the team. He's the last member remaining. Yeah, he set the standard for the fans and the amount of pressure, honestly, that they're applying to this team to perform.
We're pushed up against the barriers here, and Sato takes an early peek. He's able to refract away, but this is SEN now that could do it. Accelerate here in towards Yao, but as Kingg blows, lay them down. Cortesia gets on the board, though, and Narate with that burst of speed coming off the waylay has gotten within striking distance of this ace site. Sharp work from Blows, though, and that's going to knock the wind out of Sentinel's sails.
And Blows, after the fact, making the right move, which is just to duck back a little bit towards spawn, double up with Spike. A very low Cortesia working his way forward. Neon in the corner, swinging out, can't connect the shots. And all of a sudden, the map is split open. This B side, easy for the taking for Sentinels. They're definitely going to get that Spike down.
This is always such a weird juncture on this map where there's a rotate in progress and both teams almost cross by each other top mid. Levitan was slow. They were worried about getting caught or someone was posted up in windows, so they're going to play together. They're going to have a 2v2 though. John and Cortesia playing together here. Spike showing himself. Cortesia with his third of the round. Guy is sharp as attack. Now it's on John. Had to clutch a billion times for Sentinels last time around, but Blows finds him through the wall. 4K off the pistol. And a brilliant way to start this map on defense.
A stunning round from one of the LEV Academy players that they brought up this year. One of the 4 young talents that they have on this team. All of them can frag out of control. The mechanics are really sick. I like the opening there from SEN. Narate gets on the board right away, picking up this Neon. I think you really want to see that if you're a hopeful SEN fan. And even Cortesia with that triple. He's another guy. Of the pairing, I'm looking at Narate and Cortesia. I feel like one of them needs to seriously activate today. We've seen Redux post this failure in game 1, drop some sick maps like that 34 kills on Yoru in their last matchup. We've obviously seen John in the peak individual form I think we've ever seen him in the history of Valorant. But they're going to need another guy to step up with them because we've seen that just that duo, that hasn't been enough to get over the finish line. And definitely not against the LEV team that is just stacked with shooters.
They're missing something. Do they have it here? Have they found it? Caillou gets a bullet between the shoulder blades, but Narate at least is able to respond. It's just Shorty that takes the fade out.
And Neon not able to get away with any kind of teleport, by the way. Just jumping kill from John, who's now picked up the Outlaw. Every target one-shottable on LEV to that weapon.
Sato gets a peek, knows he needs to move. John, okay. Spike dealt with. King's hunting for Narate here, who's giving him absolutely nothing and is about to be backed up.
Yeah, Cortesia on his way.
Just a classic. Just a classic for Cortesia. We're thinking about setting up a double swing, but I think time is of the essence. Narate's able to win that fight out on his own, and so it falls to Sato to get in here and dig the Spike out. But he's going to be surrounded on 3 sides with Narate surely rattling the cage to get his attention and finding a 3-piece to get himself out. 4-1 for Narate, someone who has slumped over the course of this kickoff and needs to step up.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he needs that bad, and I'm definitely not mad at SEN getting him back onto a more comfortable duelist role. He's played a ton of Neon in the past. What a kill from John. I mean, that is, I think, perhaps the most crucial one of the round. Kingg a one-shot classic jumping. On the chamber that could have ran away, teleported away. Suddenly, they just capture momentum. But the momentum drifting away as we get tech balls real quick.
Kind of walking into this game, I do think that the storylines in terms of the duelists are the most compelling. We've got Neon, who hits the ground running last week and has an insane performance. Plays a lot of Yoru. He goes 262 ACS for the series, 39-21 with a 13-2 first kill, first death. Then there's Narate, who in an interview was saged out to him and basically says, don't throw me out yet. I've still got a lot to show, I've got a lot to give. And in that conversation, he kind of says that I'm an intuitive player. I like to play intuitively. I don't want to be too structured about my approach, but that means if I come into a game feeling off, or I'm just not locked in, I feel like I have these low lows. I really need to be in a good headspace. I really need to get off to a good start. And then he referenced, obviously, what he was able to do last year, in stage 2, right? Towards the middle part of the year, he said he's got a bit sick during Champions, and he definitely struggled. His gameplay struggled there. But he wants to remind everybody what he was able to demonstrate on that Sentinels roster, and he thinks he can access that here. Not a moment too soon. This is the lower bracket.
And I do feel like that reflection of his own play is accurate in the way that you were watching him on Waylay in the last couple weeks, where maybe it's just something to do with his role on that agent generally. It's just not for him, but you weren't seeing him succeed taking intuitive timings, awkward dashes in where he's getting caught. At times I'm questioning, is this a part of the game plan going wrong?
Is he
it
being
him not having a
micromanaged, or
sense for the Waylay in some of these particular moments? But regardless, Sen just want to remove any possible negatives from running him on that agent by just switching him to the Neon, which is way more comfortable. And this even takes me back years to when he was competing in Challengers and making a name for himself. And when you started seeing rumors of him moving up to the league, it was because of him playing Neon, crushing Challengers teams alone during the Neon meta, and then making his way to K-Corp, eventually back here, right? But this is certainly a comfort role for him, and I just think that's exactly what he needs. Some early momentum, too, like getting this three-piece to win out that crucial eco round. I feel like that can get him in the zone to have his best performance of Kickoff yet.
Can he build consistency, but in this game, can he simply get into the driver's seat? A lot of questions around Narate, but so far he's been delivering. Sentinels are able to get into that B site quickly last round and have a successful post-plant. Now they've been kind of stymied here going towards A. This dark cover is enough to ward them away for the time being.
Yeah, no sense in doing anything too aggressive at the moment. They don't want to run into a stack, but it looks like it's going to end up happening anyway. 4 LEV players are here. Sato with that shorty, close up at main.
Sen getting very close without taking any contact. They're aware that LEV are likely just dunk in on the site with pistols, and such blows shows up at the wrong time. Straight to the crosshairs of Redux. Saturate, good connection there. Heron. Sato was crouched into that shot. Caillou steps up here, but he's hit with the relay bolt. Doesn't seem to bother him too much.
Sorry,
that was a team.
3 with the shorty.
And there almost was more. Sato could have been a real problem ratting on that corner. It looked as if... Did Caillou get hit by Narate's relay bolt trying to get in there?
I wasn't able to. I was a little bit too dialed in on Sato just dodging the relay bolts
Could
and
have been
getting
a
all the
saturate.
kills with his shorty.
See how this goes.
I'll tell you, I'm interested in seeing how good Redux is going to be on this Waylay compared to what we've gotten from Sen running the agent so far. Now, honestly, though, all those kills, it doesn't even end up mattering that much because Sen win the eco. Their economy is still super strong.
Yeah.
But it does get Sato very close to the convergent path. He's just 1 orb away, blows 1 away from the Nightfall because of all the kills he got, that 4-piece on the pistol they won. So we could definitely see those ults come into play late into this round.
Shockdart there doesn't clear the trademark out of that B main choke. And Sen are going to double back. They actually were posturing towards the weaker side of the map for LEV, but something has tipped them off that they might head elsewhere.
You know, now early on, Neon hasn't gotten a ton accomplished on this chamber, but frankly, on the first map on Bind, he started really slow the first few rounds. You saw him whiffing a lot of shots, and then suddenly he just activated and completely ruled that map with the AWP. So could see him take over at any given moment. Here's Narate in with the relay bolt. Danger for Sato. Yeah, he just has to get out.
Okay, but that gives space. Narate's able to make use of it, and Sato taken down through that dark cover. Narate just sprayed in his direction of refract.
The refract didn't get him all the way out the way.
Inside the smoke, John QT is hiding, or rather, that was Kingg Paranoia. That was attempted, but Narate is in a great spot.
That is a light play from Kingg. Nothing to supplement that. No players really nearby. Just wants to get a timing, but with a Paranoia, you have no idea if someone is just going to be stood to the left and ready to go. It's not like you're popping out with a KO flash or something that's going to blind everyone.
It's probably got to be based on a misconception. He probably doesn't think that Narate is sitting up on that off angle, or could be yet. But he's playing Neon. She's fast as fudge.
And Sen just burst into A yard with some speed, and the fact that Sato's refract is looks like it's placed more for like an engagement towards mid or link where you can get away, but not very good when Sen are running into A yard and you can just get spammed down. Narate on the
He's
hunt.
taking that fight, man.
He's feeling it today.
A little bit of swagger, that's what we want to see. As Narate steps into the octagon, that's a 3-kill from him on that round. He's looking good, up to 7, already has that overdrive at the ready. Now, this could be a very different game than what we otherwise would have expected. One that can rise and fall on the back of Narate.
It was just a real disjointed effort there from LEV to try and hold that site. There was no like activation point where everyone suddenly did something at once. There's a flood on the spike tap, like something along those lines. It just fell apart piece by piece. The dominoes falling. All right, Narate's got the ult into this round. A couple ults for SEN, maybe a pit if they get that spike down. LEV have a meager investment into this.
SEN have been so varied. A, then B, then mid to open. Really trying to mix up their approach here.
Now Neon's controlling B main, so LEV, they're content with trying to fight over mid. Will there be a moment where they try to crunch onto SEN? This Paranoia is ready to go from Kingg. That's going to connect.
Saturate could be huge here. Okay, Redux able to find a kill on Spike before it comes down, and yeah, then the Saturate is easily followed up on. That's the danger of playing in those corners. With Waylate, you can clear them really consistently. God, he has no reason to take it. Elongated fight with Neon, but probably felt like he had the better. Neon's headhunter, though, rings out.
Yeah, I would say at this point for SEN, not surprised to see a player with some confidence in that moment and also the cash to back it up in case they die. It just really doesn't matter. Neon cleaned up by John. SEN make it look effortless on that round. The counter utility for LEV's little stack up towards mid was just far too overwhelming.
Yeah, it's all well and good. I think Kingg had a Paranoia wound up, but he misses the timing because of how fast SEN can be. And that Saturate just dominates you if you're sat in that corner.
They're getting hit by a Saturate and a relay bolt at the same time. You're fried.
The Saturate is really meta-defining, I think, making it punishing to play those corners.
It absolutely is. All right, looks like LEV, they want to contest B main. Just so happens that basically all of SEN are there, so we might see a big early clash.
Paranoia, this time set up well. Sato trying to get ahead of it, getting maybe more than he asked for, but he's happy for 2 and Pulsar now with 16. That's huge.
Nice. What a beautiful play.
Dude, you have no chance to answer that. There's no window of opportunity to retaliate.
LEV are easily in the driver's seat on this round. SEN, knowing there are a few players there, they want to double back into A, but that's a part of LEV's trap. They have the AWP on this side of the map, and Neon was dominant with this weapon against Crew.
Could be 2 here. Ooh. All right, that'll cut Sentinels down to 2.
That's just exactly as LEV drew it up. Aggro play in B main. Even if SEN weren't there, you're just trying to funnel them into that operator over on A.
His reaction time, Neon's, has looked astonishing so far in kickoff. Like quantum computing level, astonishing. He just doesn't miss these held angles. You've got to force him off with some util.
Probably going to be a slow death for Caillou. Waits for that wall to drop. Spike collects that kill. Been playing a hell of a lot of Vipers since the team has gotten their full roster. This kid is definitely more than just a duels player, more than the Neon ranked demon that he was known for when 2G were getting into the league. He is very flexible. Yeah, here's that play again. Haunt over tops.
Oh my.
I mean, crazy. Double dash, Paranoia is excellent. Everything about that LEV play worked across the map.
That's
you hear that, guys? You hear that, guys?
Instant reaction there from Neon. Okay, 2-round game. Sentinels probably happy to get a few of these rounds on the board early. Now they have to contend with the same thing. Again, it's a slowing Paranoia that comes out from LEV, this time at A.
SEN getting pacey into this A side. Again, relay bolt towards that connector. Narate pressing forward on the entry. 3 players from LEV ready to contend this, though.
5 ults, they're going to use some of them here, and Redux is considering the paths first and foremost. Looks like no connection there, as all of LEV actually moved out to elbow. They've given up a lot of this space, and they've got the util to retake.
It looks like Blows is ready to send in a Nightfall from spawn, and they can just fight from elbow, maybe wrap behind, and SEN won't hear them.
Redux, okay, it's a bit of a safe peek here around the corner. He sees now what is at work, but the Nightfall's still going to come through. Viper's Pit on the side though for SEN. They are ready to fight down and dirty in these trenches. Spike speculating with some spray. Nightfall did catch on, and Sato's dealt with Caillou. Now, Sentinels are fully encircled. Levitan, like vultures, starting to make their way in. C's used, but not followed up on. The decay was shrugged off, but here comes Sato. More spray straight through. Cortez a little bit too slow on the trigger finger, and then John going down. Narate has to hold up. And that is disgusting. 5 up for LEV. A flawless retake of a Viper's Pit post-plant. You don't see that every day.
You could just feel the walls closing in on them. Every single player is stuck in that pit. Not a lot of options for SEN.
How, man?
I mean, at that point, also stuck in the site. Players are just going to die to spam. I don't even think that ended up happening, really. Look at that from Spike. The adjustment to the right is nasty.
Wyatt, we've seen this from SEN before. That is a 3-ult round from them. And it's another one that falls flat. A number of their ult-heavy rounds over the last couple of weeks have been pretty underwhelming.
Yeah, I think that has been a pain point in their gameplay. They're just unable to press forward, get any space. They're just completely entrapped on the site. Their economy is still booming, though, by the way. Another buy, no problem. Looks like they just want to go back to the well, get right into A.
Hanasuri coming out, Narate dancing amongst the arcs of electricity. It's going to be Spike to fall. And King's playing back of the site. This time, though, not into elbow for Levitan. They will have Sato up front and center, big saturate, but it slipped past. Narate's able to take Kingg down. That's the control util gone. But it is a trade that Sato is able to go 1-for-1.
He does eventually have to retreat, though, pinged up, blinded as well by that paranoia.
That's a nasty smoke.
Look at this battle on the flank. That's going to be crucial. Caillou stepping up on this round. Both LEV players, if they go through this dark cover, Crosshair staring at them.
Well, they're going to haunt their way out of this. Wait for a timing. I guess Sato just walks up. What? Sato for 3 in the round. That is disgusting. LEV with some pretty egregious moments here. Some very surprising turns of events.
Beautiful round there from SEN's IGL. They just go right back to the pace on that A side. Hunter's Fury this time being the catalyst of the site take. Great kill, and at the same time, pinged up Kingg, who later just gets sprayed down when Narate accelerates. We've seen moments where this Neon is outpacing this defensive util. That was another one where Narate gets ahead of the saturate and is then able to kill Kingg.
It's that same angle that he caught Kingg off in a few rounds ago when Kingg just dry swings his own smoke after paranoia. So they're not used to the Neon timing on this map, Levitan. It's throwing them off.
This defensive op from Neon really just hasn't had a lot of opportunities because of SEN playing at an explosive pace and just dumping util on these execs. You're getting the wall coming out from Narate. There's just too much obscuring any reasonable angle that could be taken by an opper. Though maybe this round will be the moment, unless he just gets forced away by the drone.
It's not the drone that's the issue, because that's been every round. It's the pace behind the drone that makes it impossible for Neon to repost up on angles, but he has to do that. That's dirty. Little flick and gets out. It's such a small window to capitalize, and he nails it.
John from the shadows gets behind enemy lines. You can see LEV on the minimap. They are trying to clear their own spawn at the moment. Now, John would be the linchpin of a potential SEN win here, or at least attempt to get back into the round. But LEV should be able to lock this up. They've got a ton of ults.
Ooh, Sato with just incorrect crosshair placement. He's under the assumption that no one is up top mid like that.
So this A site is obviously free for SEN right now.
30 seconds left.
Though they'll be slowly stalled and at least having to use that dart now just to get through the dark cover. So a tool for a post plant removed as LEV attempt to maneuver their way here for the 4-on-3 retake. Kingg still with that paranoia ready to go. Blows with the C's as well.
So crossfire is set up here. Snakebite for Cortesier is relevant. They still have this Viper up, and both controllers in play, I think, is pretty pertinent. John still holding mid. He's going to need to get there and help in time, and Caillou just peels off the line. Cortesier left alone.
Yeah, his spot became obvious. Goes down to the spam. Caillou's going to have to do something big here, but the counter spam too much.
Now John has to face 4. He's had some pretty absurd performances over the last few matches, but Levitan are wise to it.
That's a nice retake. They really just deplete SEN's numbers piece by piece. Isolation on Cortesier first, then they move on. Figure out where Caillou is. He's spamming through the wall, loses that out to blows. Even if he gets that kill, looks like he was about to be swarmed after the fact. So that's pretty good from LEV. And I mean, just as I was talking about Neon struggling to get anything done with the op because of SEN just brute forcing their ways through extremities. That time, opting to try and go up mid for the first time in a while. Ends up just getting a very free kill for LEV.
Yep, LEV aren't giving mid up for free anymore by the looks of things. We're going to see... Okay, the Waylay's actually in mid here, so no pop plays on defense from LEV here. It's the Prowler to clear.
Neon is here with that op. SEN don't intend on accelerating in right now, but they're going to have to do a hell of a lot of re-clearing. I mean, as far as they know, Neon could still be anywhere with this op. He could be posted up mid again. He could have a main control.
I think Narate probably heard the trademark there as well. Even though it's been the prescribed location for it. Doesn't feel like he wants to run up and get slowed.
Well, Sato very weak. Is getting out of mid, back to spawn. So SEN do have the opportunity to walk up here without danger. Though, of course, they don't know that. They don't know that Link is just for the taking as they're working into this. A split, 3 players from LEV, ready to hold this site again. Spike spotted out.
Yeah, he has to give the space up though. Hope to stall out a little bit more. Viper's pit on A, that's where he thinks SEN are going to land. That's a pretty good assumption to make. Redux can't get ahead of the saturate. lot of space has been cleared here, but LEV are just going to get straight back into the site. They're going to disrespect this. It's Sato, though, falling. He was out towards elbow. That part of the map now not under LEV's control anymore. Good ping out, but he's Kingg. He's found 3 in the pit. He's out of the game. Oh, man, this guy is trouble. Nothing but trouble. Spike loose. Cortezia has to recover, and he's about to get backstabbed if he's not careful. Beautifully done. Ace for Kingg. Sees that slot in Santiago and is gunning for it.
Stunning hold. Sato hyping him up as well. Why not? That's beautifully done in the pit. Right in time. That gets thrown down by Spike, and Kingg maneuvers his way deeper into the site while all of the attention from SEN was fully occupied on removing the Viper from play.
He has had to be the main anchor on that A site. A couple of rounds, right? The pace from Narate kind of shook him loose. He swings into an off angle, gets taken down. It's been tough for him to get a feel for the tempo. I think he might have locked in.
That feels like now LEV are on the same page with these holds. They're able to nullify SEN's aggression, but they're right back at it, right into this B site. Redux with that Bucky up close.
Converge party potentially. Sato might want to go quickly off this.
Yeah, do they try to just hit the gas back in? I mean, not all 5 players are here. They still have 2 in mid on the rotate for LEV.
Kingg TP tower for info about where SEN are set up on the site, so Levitan should have some advance notice here.
SEN have no ults to work with. This convergent path's the only one in play. That's Caillou trapped in the site.
Redux already down here, but there's Cortezia. Caillou just needs to bide his time. He knows he's going to have some backup here from main. The problem is, though, just around that elbow corner, and Levitan have tower control. Caillou has a stay put. Uncomfortable. And Sada's having to beat him out on the swing. It's going to be blows. Deals with John through the smoke, and Cortezia has no business being here. Another pretty clean effort, all things considered. LEV's retakes, they really don't lose many guns on them at all.
No, I love the way that they've been playing the latter rounds of this first half. They've made some great adjustments and really tightened up the retakes and the floods on some of those prior rounds. Excellent stuff from them to make these adjustments. Here's spiking over top, and for SEN, they're just never able to claim any forward space. That has been their undoing on a couple of these execs. We've seen it on both sites now. Where, look, once you're in a position as the attacking team with the spike down, but you have 2 guys stuck in main behind a Viper wall, there's just no way you're going to be able to win that out.
So Caillou looking over at it like, I'm not going to get any help, am I? Not a chance.
All 5 players for SEN in B main. No ults right now. Caillou 1 away. Narate.
Let's notice they're getting into the side as quickly as they can, but will it be fast enough? Narate is well entrenched, and there's a smoke that keeps Levitan's reinforcements still in top mid.
Can SEN do anything to actually fight forward, to actually take the space they couldn't on that last round so they can get 6 before the half ends?
My peek for Narate. They're going to reveal Spike, who now is forced further and further back. This is what you're asking for.
They want to do it. They have 3 players fighting right into elbow. Smoke down. They can take heaven control. They realize the errors that they made in that last round.
Okay, that's going to be the action there, back towards that B area. Oh, dangerous. Leon's able to avoid being taken down, but he's in a weird spot. He doesn't really have anyone to play off of. There's the dash across. It's getting hot and heavy here over towards that arch area. Sato's trying to get in. Looks like Tao's where he wants to be. Neon, big pick there. John gets the dropped. And there's Sato once more, drops down. Hard to hit, but Caillou's had 3 so far, and King's on the defuse. He's got to answer. Neon misses the shot, doesn't do quite enough damage. But the classic gambit for Caillou flops. Levitan exit the half with 7 defense side rounds.
That flank from Kingg was perfect to close out the round. They just didn't expect him to be back in main so late. I feel like the duo of him and Sato have been incredible on this defense side. Just generally as well, Kingg, the leader of the team, being able to make the necessary changes after SEN go on that early run, just playing with this blistering explosive pace. But LEV figure out the answer.
It could have gone very differently. That 1v2 at the end of the round. Nice looks here for Levitan. They look very adaptable despite SEN having a good start and Narate looking decent. There's lots to look forward to for a second half of Corrode after this.
Red Bull gives you wings.
pretty lively first half of Corrode here between Sentinels and Levitan. Two teams on their last legs in the hunt for a spot at Masters Santiago. Levitan, they give a bit of the map up on a lot of these defense side rounds, but Wyatt, their retakes look meticulously constructed, and man, half of them, they're coming out with only one gun lost. It's like 4 players standing when the smoke clears.
Yeah, if you take a look at the timeline right now, Lev, they win that pistol round. SEN eco them. Then they go on a run. It's 4 rounds in a row for them, 1 out, because they're playing just a relentless game. And Lev initially couldn't keep up the pace, but they figured out how to handle SEN, who are now going to have to step up on this defense side of their own.
Okay.
Good way to open it for Narate.
Well, Levitan's ability to pull Sentinels off the extremities now is drastically limited.
And this Lev comp, obviously not as dense with the attacking util as SEN's having 2 duelists, having that Neon and the Waylay. So a lot of pressure on Sato here to perform. That chamber is not bringing a whole lot to the table in regard to the execs, so...
They only have paranoia in terms of flashes, so that's a challenge.
Sato lone on A, hoping to draw some attention from SEN, but at the moment their position's pretty unwavering.
Patience here from Narate, not forging ahead for anything too excessive.
Very quiet from Lev at the moment. Trying to slowly work back up mid. Sato with no utility in main. There's not going to be a dash and a refract. It's going to come down to straight aim duels. As you mentioned, paranoia.
30 seconds left.
And then also a haunt for blows. Those are the 2 pieces of util as Lev, with 25 seconds, are slowly working towards B. They have 2 guys towards B, 1 guy in link, 1 guy on A.
Where are they
SEN have
going?
not moved.
They're bouncing back.
Guys,
they're fake.
We gotta pick a site to go to. There's 15 seconds left, and I mean, it has worked because there's some pressure in B with a smoke down, and now the A side is free. I mean, SEN are they're thrown for a loop, and now they're playing a full 5-on-4 retake.
I like that from Lev. I think they wanted a chance to at least trade top mid if someone randomly took a peak timing. Maybe they were always intending on ending at A, but this has worked nicely. Now Sentinels.
Look at that backstab. He is miles away, though.
But it's being looked for.
SEN might outpace him.
Cortez was looking for it, but not quite where he had to be focusing. Spike, that is huge. Now you're on a clock if you're Sentinels in more ways than one. Yes, you've got to get the defuse, but also that Viper is going to be biting you in the rear end if you're not quick. Okay, Kayu's found 2. That is pretty big, and now he's going to get on the spike. Sato seems to know this, but Narate's going to go out in his way. Surely not. Redux able to put a lid on it. Sentinels take the pistol.
Spike gets that kill on the flank, but SEN immediately then know what they have to do. It's just go forward, and they use the util that they have.
All I want for Christmas is a pistol.
And they got it. Well, there you go. Kayu just casual little lineup, sticks the spike. The rest of the SEN players know exactly where they need to fight because of that flank.
There's a lot of push and pull in that round.
Dude, Lev had me sweating just because they were taking it so damn long, man.
This is a hallmark of Owner's coaching style, though. This is funny. Levitan are like a 3-4 duelist team, but they have a coach that really likes the meticulous game plan and conservative saves as well. Interesting mix.
This time, a little bit faster. Straight into B, but straight out of B.
What do you do now? I mean, your Waylay's entry util has been expended.
And just has a shorty. Feels like Sato is basically out of the round at this point.
Oh, John got low-key beat up as well.
Neon trying to work mid. It's a moment where he could take a fight.
All right, Kayu gets the pings. We are Ares gaming, folks.
No, and even on a round like this, they're going to take their time, and that would have been the moment where something could have been opened up. But Narate is ready to go. Redux in main, and with a couple weak players on Lev and no weapons to speak of, this one should inevitably going into the hands of SEN to even up this game.
Narate playing some pretty restrained Valorant here on this defense side, but hasn't overpushed into anything. He's been patiently holding angles and has been rewarded
30 seconds left.
2 back-to-back rounds now. This is also a reasonable way to build into a strong half. You're a duelist, you're on defense, you've got to have a good feel for like whether it's safe to be popping here on defense or whether you just need to play for time.
Yeah, Narate looked really nice at the opening of this game. Still have my eyes on Redux here as well.
Uh-oh. Oh, God.
One enemy
Well, that
remaining.
went about as we expected it would.
All 5 guns retained for SEN to play out a pure bonus. A real opportunity to take control of the game on defense.
Not the worst bonus, honestly. You've got an Ares, Outlaw, obviously not the most well-apportioned weaponry. Opponents will have that heavy armor, but still. Look, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Narate. It's not flashy.
One enemy
Doesn't
remaining.
really have to be here.
Really got to give a lot of credit right now to Kingg, by the way. He's been playing very well individually, and it's his debut year as an IGL here on stage.
Yeah, from that same class that...
And taking over from John.
Yeah, big shoes. Oh, okay, yeah.
That's
I mean,
a tag.
Sato, yeah, taken down to 10.
He has not had a chance to really play much Valorant on this attack side so far.
Just as well, because he was a problem on defense.
Neon maybe with a chance there up mid. Redux on this angle, is that? Oh no, just...
He's about to have his hands full.
Centimeter wide of hitting Kingg. Looked like that was a damn near a sure kill. These dark covers keep getting cycled down mid from SEN, and it's just making Neon irrelevant at the moment.
They're
He
double
really is.
stacking a connector through mid as well. Wyatt Sentinels.
LEV are set up for this 1-1-3 at the moment. Are they going to really try to commit that far into this A side? The spike has moved through the dark cover right now.
Oh, I like this from Kingg, maybe trying to shock dart off contact here and give Redux some easy
so
kills.
it's like there's a shot for, one way or the other, right? It's like Redux takes the shot, hits 140, shock dart.
I like that.
Clean up the kill. Yeah, that is a cheeky little setup. Yeah, LEV don't want to overcommit to that A side with only 3 players, and that is definitely the right move.
Heads up from Cortezia. He pulled out of B and might be able to assist here from top mid.
30 seconds left.
It feels like if SEN on defense just don't get heavily dragged around the map and stay pretty steadfast in their anchoring, they can find success here against LEV, who are just going to be hitting these sites with virtually no time left. I mean, 17 seconds, they are in. Oh, that's a hell of a kill from Neon in mid.
Just a good call from Levitan here to hit this B side.
10 seconds
SEN, though,
left.
do have decent amounts of retake potential with this double Senticom. John has double smokes up still.
I like this from LEV. They've taken a lot of space here, but Redux gets that kill on the weak Sato.
Returns to get the rest of the damage he got at the start of the round. He's found yet another one. This Outlaw is getting some value. Still, SEN have to actually get a foothold on this B side. They're trying to work their way in from B arch.
Close with that initial kill. That's
Clean.
well done. And John, yeah, he really can't do all that much to support when he has the Stinger coming through connector. I mean, that's just not going to be good in the fight situations he'd find himself in.
I'm not sure what the tip-off was for Levitan to hit B, but we saw Cortezia had left his anchoring position on that side to play mid.
They are making the right calls. They are hitting the vacant sites, the pistol round, and now their first time buying. Redux is starting to come to life on this defense half, though.
Oh my God. And he snaps back in case there's a third. Okay, bro. Extremely well drilled there from Blows.
He was dialed in. Another one of the players that we were expecting to see in the league once he was of age to be here. Narate trying to fight down mid. Gets in that dark cover fast and now
Might
has
be
the angle
rewarded.
up top.
I think he might be rewarded for this. King's about to get forward! And Kingg sprays Sato down through the smoke. Mid presence essentially neutralized now. His Blows can only look on.
I've just never seen Sato with full HP. This has never happened. Spike opens up this B side though, but wow, what a kill from Blows. I was gonna say, he's in trouble. He's the guy with the spike, but he's going to get towards this B side and should be able to plant it. That's also going to get him the Nightfall. So, you know, despite being at 5 HP and might not being of much value in the gunfights at this point, that Nightfall could get LEV over the finish line.
Again, B is so lightly held from Sentinels that Neon is so far forward through arches, back towards B yard. Like he has got a straight line down towards spawn. It's going to be really hard to get that space off of him.
That's going to be Redux nullified for a moment, but it's SEN going for this double flank.
Spray? Oh, spike, beautiful. Notches his third. And Redux realizes that that font of money has finally expired. He's going to have to get on out of there.
Yeah, this guy is unfortunately forced to save with the AWP. Nightfall just gave him no opportunity to play, and there was the poison cloud in his face, just too much going on.
It does feel like we're seeing a lot of the hallmarks of the double duelist defense side from Sentinels, right? They are attempting to make some of these pops through mid. Just overstayed a little bit. Remember, this was a 5v3. They got the first 2 opening kills.
Let's just Spike individually winning out that duel on the opposite side of the map, and then Blows wins the duel in mid with 5 HP. to live with the spike. If he dies there was spam coming through at him too with the dark cover. Any stray bullet would have taken him out, and that's probably round done. I mean, Spike is just an animal on any agent he's playing, and now we're into a timeout. I mean, I think some people will definitely be questioning SEN taking us to Corrode as their map pick first.
We never even talked about that, really.
I mean, yeah, they played it against 100 Thieves. It was 100 Thieves pick where they've been running that Sage comp they brought into the mix for kickoff. And that was the game where John went nuclear. He drops 29 kills. He has an ace. He has 2 4Ks, 2 3Ks, and wins 3 1v1 clutches, and they lose the game 13-11. Like, I mean, I think people will definitely be questioning why they're here based on that. Now, you have to imagine since then, SEN have been hitting the grindstone on this map and feel super comfortable here, but as of right now, LEV are putting them in the danger zone.
It's such a big pivot, though, of like quote-unquote home map for these guys. To lose it horribly, have it picked to them, and
they had a home map?
I don't know. Not really. Split could have been it, but they're 0-2 in kickoff on that map. Including like, there's some horrific scores.
It feels like they just don't have a sure map to take an opponent to. Like we're going to see on Bind. That looks like LEV's map.
I mean, SEN haven't played it in kickoff. If we get Abyss, SEN have only played, what, EG? And they looked right there, but wouldn't call it a home map. Let's get back to it.
Yeah, let's see if they can make something happen, though, on this defense side to try and slow down LEV.
Redux is staying.
Yeah, kind of an expected setup here from SEN. You can just stack a site, put the op on the other one.
Ooh, just a bit of leg. And Redux is able to clean up kill.
But I don't feel like LEV are the team that are just going to go ahead and try to rush into some space elsewhere because you die to the op. I think they're going to take their time and try to work the map. And that is exactly what's going to happen. They will not be foolishly running into the Sentinel stack on A. I mean, in fact, it seems like the solo op there is tipping them off to... Wait a second, that's probably the site where there's not a lot going on. Okay, Kingg, I mean, all right, that's you can't advise that play.
I think that a flashless comp might like at least one of their controllers for the rest of the round, but...
Neon, no.
Little vertical correction, perhaps? Neon is not going to go for it by the looks.
That is the wise choice.
Again, they are making the correct decision on the lightly held site. They've got that top mid control. Sentinels do have to do a bit of work to get back into the map with this level of weaponry, and obviously Narate's not in a great spot to use this Sparky, but we know what Neon can do. We know she can close the gap.
So SEN, on this retake, convergent paths definitely of note, and also just everyone else feels like they've all got a full kit. John's got the paranoia, he's got a smoke, they have a recon, they have a drone, Narate's got everything, they have a saturate. I mean, they've got every single tool you could want to get back in, except for rifles.
Yeah, and they're striking on retake rounds with those rifles wired, let alone a round like this. We need to see them step up. Not a great start, Neon has already handled Redux. It's going to be a flood here out of elbow. Off some util timing, nicely done by Kai. Really just beating the odds. And here's the raid. Here's the bucket I spoke of. And I guess I mean my words now. It's Blues in the corner.
SEN had me worried for a second when they send out the convergent paths and no one is ready to swing off of an elbow. I was ready to witness disaster, but they still are able to pull it off, just swarming with the numbers, and Narate taking advantage of the Neon movement to close the gap with a shotgun. So obviously this is a big round to put them in position with the op that he saved. It suddenly feels like SEN are right back in it.
Gotta say, man, Narate is looking like he's on rails this game. Looking
that wasn't the most hype moment I've seen from Cortezia. And I feel like
I think it's his grim determination, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that is genuinely part of the reason they brought him in, is that just change of personality that it felt like he had midway through last year when he became MIBR's hype man to bring them back from the brink of demise. And SEN want that level of excitement for their players, and specifically Narate. That's why he's sitting next to him. Keep his head in the game. Okay, Neon, well, that's a massive risk, and he's punished for a massive risk that I don't know if that's necessary.
Walking up like that into a gun round. Apropos, as far as we can tell, of very little.
Spike wants to take round 2 against the Opera, but
Kingg just flattens Caillou. That is bottom to top mid action.
Going on there? Just a one tap with Guardian. Narate tried to clear, but he doesn't spotted Sato.
Okay, again, just good start to the round for Sentinels on these defense sides, and they just pushed that little bit too far.
They're just, it feels like they're doing too much and they're doing it against the slowest team in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
That is what Levitan are waiting for.
Relax. Yeah, it really is.
I get it. You're playing double duelist. Like you want to be aggro. You want to be active. You want to be trying to pull them around the map.
But they already got a kill.
Yeah.
And they have a Hunter's Fury. They have Narate's ult. That's an easy combo to get back in for a retake.
I guess it's like a knee-jerk reaction. You lose your mid player and you are feeling starved of information all of a sudden.
And and then, you know, maybe they're working on mid, so you want to take some space elsewhere at B main. It's just
Like when your Sova's dead, you feel like you've been blindfolded. Especially on these maps with really long rotate
I definitely
routes.
get the inclination, for sure. But it just doesn't work out. Well,
Yep.
Redux back on the save with this op. Sen do have a lot of money to buy for the next round. I mean, much like the first half, it was winning an eco round that just gave them a serious stimulus to their economy, and then they were just able to buy for however many subsequent rounds, excuse me, and that's going to be the case here too.
Let's see how that transpired. It was a nice shot by Kingg. Yeah.
That was on the jump.
Normally it takes an op to do that.
Nasty. Cortez is just a little late on that, not the Narate side.
Again, and that's that's Narate obviously trying to feel out of timing, trying to intuit a window to go forward for that information. And you feel like maybe they're better off not doing it, but I will note that when Sen played passively on the map, Levitan have been rotating into the weak side and forcing Sen constantly into retakes, which have gone pretty badly.
Yeah, Kaplan showing some frustration on his face there that he's going to have to temper calling into this timeout. I think this is the opportune moment for it. This feels like a really crucial moment in the game. Despite the economy not fully being on the line, this could certainly be the round where Sen are trying to expend these ults. And if they lose here with Lev at 11, unable to get those back in play later, this is going to be a big moment.
Feels like a very timely moment for
I feel like
this
Kaplan is also
sidebar.
telling them to
calm down.
calm down on some of these rounds here.
Yeah.
So they are doing a good job getting entries. Specifically, Redux has done a good job with this ult. But
We'll point out that John hasn't been or hasn't needed necessarily to, drag Sentinels kicking and screaming over the finish line here. He's had impact, but it's been pretty subdued. And Sen are holding their own, but you're asking for a lot more than that in a potential elimination match.
it seemed like so far, John's games on Initiator are where he goes insane, which he was playing on this map, by the way. I mean, we didn't really take note of it, but he did move away from the Tejo.
An extra controller brought in.
Back in main. Here's the teleport, so definitely thinks that Kingg could have crossed.
And that's going to be some space given up, but Redux is reluctant. He wants to repost it into a Prowler? Okay. Yeah, thinks twice about that one. Has to get away, but blows his court out. Kingg also down to half.
Kaiu's been sharp with these ultimates.
Here comes Sato.
And he's out of there. Both times these Hunter's Fury have been used, by the way, by Kaiu, who gets a kill, and then he also just tags Kingg, so he's down on low HP. And this is the moment now where Sen just needs to keep control of this round, play for an eventual retake. That's
Watch really close for push-ups for info or anything that is a bit impatient for Sentinels here.
You might be getting an off battle over on the A side. Redux is hindered. The spike is left outside of A. The conversion paths
That
are
can't have been the plan.
used by Sato. I'm a little lost. Kingg
Spike
is
is
caught in mid.
He's looking for El Dorado?
Yeah, it feels like Lev have
30
really
seconds
lost
left.
their bearings in this round. Also, Spike, by the way, is just working, flanking through mid. Might catch Narate.
Does Narate have
unless the little mini half wall obscures the view.
It feels like Narate has a sense for a potential backstab because they know how lightly they're holding B.
Yeah, Cortezia fully gave it up. They've been intending on just playing this B side for retake, so it's going to be no shock to them when
10
they hear the
seconds
spike
left.
going down. Wait, Neon knows. I think Narate, he made some sound. He's caught.
Okay, that's a mid presence down. Sentinels now are funneling via spawn over towards that B side, but again, we're going to see them have to try and work their way into archers. But note, Levitan don't have a forward presence in archers. They're going to have to actually anchor on this B side proper.
One kill for Spike. He'll have the pit, so it's possible that we see that in this post plant.
Okay, Odin Tower, that's definitely a recipe for success. Sato is wise to it though, and time is getting short. This is taking Sentinels a long time to get in position. They got to go now. Paranoia comes through, going to be able to catch on the Spike. It's going to be a 2 for 2. Redux in there.
They got to get on this Spike. Time is getting so low.
Oh, it's an easy shot, and Redux able to trade out, but no chance for that defuse. Neon knew exactly what he had to do. And now we're pointing the 2 slope finger at Sentinels. Big Red Bull clutch.
4 on 3, but they just play it so monotonously, getting back in there. The convergent paths was kind of wasted as well from LEV early on. They were playing this site for a retake, but they just did not have the pace there at all to get back in.
Could have gone either way there for sure. That is big from Neon.
How many first kills have we seen from SEN on the second half that are resulting in 4v5 losses when LEV just slow down the game and take all this free space or find a kill somewhere else on the map?
Do you think there is merit in Sentinels being so ready to get off B, to give up that part of the map? Because it put Narate in a position when he was pinched.
He also did make the decision to push down mid out of link. He didn't need to necessarily go all the way down there. So that is him also choosing to take a more aggressive line. But the general idea there of just Cortesia playing back in elbow to hold backside B to make it easier for a retake and give that up when they have man, but that's totally fine. I mean,
yeah.
The problem was just not getting in fast enough. They just gave LEV way too much time to just post up and wait on that hold. And
I think if they...
fair enough, Sato gets a nice little two-piece as well.
If they don't lose Narate in mid, they can run to B from spawn. But they're worried about someone pushing top mid, I think, and getting at them as they're trying to cross.
Yeah, that's a potential problem too. All right, SEN, still a ton of cash though, because they won an eco round and recovered those guns, how many, 3 rounds ago now?
The echoes of that round still being felt, for sure.
Yeah, that was on round 17 on the timeline. Still that off in the hands of Redux, who really has turned around the game in the second half, by the way. He was with like 4 and 8 in the first half,
yeah.
4 and 9, something like that, and has started to activate. He's getting them the first bloods. They just have to win a round off of it.
We still have a game here, but Redux is under refract. He's allowed that to elapse.
Cannot escape anymore, and he is wide in the open.
He has to flick Sato into next Tuesday if he steps up. Sato, of course, still has his mobility abilities. Redux doesn't offer a sound cue in mid, he'll simply slink away.
Sato does not want to test fate with a swing out. Doesn't know if Redux is posted up on him or to the left, so. What is the move here from LEV?
Kingg probably smokes top mid here and just walks up.
Surely, right?
Yeah, virtually.
And now they can be working Link. Redux is calming that to his team.
Does Redux hear that action from Kingg?
He definitely hears the jumps, yeah. And now LEV, who were just pretty patient over towards B, seemingly waiting out any aggression, are just going to have their Sentinel and Viper pivot towards A.
Oh, that's Redux on the line. Good patience. He could have gone way more aggressive that round and opts not to. They give up mid, though.
All right, Cortesia on the retreat. Snakebite just to delay LEV, and this is the opportune moment for the pit, though he's under a lot of pressure, Caillou.
Narate's going to be really important here. The solo player on elbow right now, and he gets the better of Kingg. Viper's pit in play. Levitan are extremely short on options in order to try and take this round away. And it looks like they're not going to bother. Their money a bit funny, a bit awkward. And only 2 against 5 is not odd you want to take.
Time for some vintage corrode. When things are going wrong, just pick up the double Odin and start spraying through the corners of walls. I don't know how Caillou got the kill in mid, but I think there was some shooting through a wall involved. We'll see on the replay, I'm sure. But all right, there it is from SEN. Capitalizing off this great first kill from Redux, shutting down Sato.
Ooh, see that bullet hole, though?
Oh, man, that was close. That really could have gone either way.
Oh.
All right, Odin moment.
Here's the TP across, perhaps?
Yeah, it might have been, right?
All right, 16 to 15 for Narate. Has that overdrive now ready. 2 Odins maintained by Sentinels. And honestly, feels like they shored up a lot of their issues in that round.
LEV spending a ton of cash to play into this one, even with the Tour de Force active, but that's the right, line for Neon, but neither op makes the connection, no way. I mean, Redux is just in there. Went for the baby bay jump to get on the angle.
Only works for over 30, sorry. Redux sees the jump across, realizes Levitan a second, guessing this A push. Now Sentinels might actually be able to have their chips in the right spot.
They've called a pretty big rotate, yeah. There was a full acquiesce of the B side. John got out of there and is now trying to slowly get back into elbow for some info. There was a drone reclear from SEN towards a yard.
I feel like this Viper wall is actually pretty disruptive for SEN on that B side. John has to really respect it.
All right, smoke down top mid, so Lev can threaten this part of the map, but they could just double back into an A split. They do still have Kingg over in A main.
This is a one and done. There's no crossfire here for Cortezia. And Sato's able to swing it now. There is a door open.
Brought to 8 HP. Dash in from Sato on B. They're just dragging the rotates off of A. Lev might be playing
This is
another
sick.
masterclass late round to get a free sight.
Sen second guess it. They're going to double back, but it might be too late. Caillou, though, has dealt with Sato. That doesn't really make it easy for Sentinels to decide where to be right now.
Yeah, Redux really can't fight this. All he can do is just try to post up on a forward angle with the off. Now, the way this pit is placed, Lev are going to be giving up a lot of space. Sen can just take control of the site rather easily.
There's a recon for the pit, and Neon just steps out a little bit too far.
Risk. Yeah, there's no util to supplement that peak whatsoever.
Kingg pretty far off the action here. He's sitting back out towards main. The pit allows Lev to flood back in should they need to, but there's an open in play. There's two of them, in fact. This is tough. It's all stall. Snakebite down on that spike location. Time is getting short. There's that recon.
Nice.
Spike pinged away. There's two Odins in the game. He's really got to make sure he doesn't get wall banged down. Redux going to get this now to half, and here comes Narate straight forward, finds his one, and that will be enough. Redux chimes in with the op to end the round, and Sentinels get within one round.
And contrasting to one of those slow retakes we saw on BB, they're undoing. Sen hit the go button at the right time there. The two players who were still on that A site make the right decision of holding the space in front of the pit. I mean, Neon just goes for a pretty aggro peak right there.
Seeing that a few rounds in a row now, Wyatt.
And then Narate makes the right decision of activating that overdrive to get into the great recon from Caillou as well.
Good shit, boys.
That has got to be a gratifying, validating round for Sentinels and the intuition of Narate.
And despite from round 15 to 19, 4 of them being taken by Lev, because of Sen winning 1 eco round, they have a way better economy after winning just 2 rounds. Lev are forced to come into this with just pistols and the shotgun for Sato.
All right, no time wasted. Sato trying to get in, and John is laid low.
Yeah, that is some serious danger for John. He is out of there, but at least has Cortezia in sight to provide some assistance if Lev accelerated. But Lev accelerated? That's crazy.
More of a stately trot.
Now, they have lost A main as well. Sen have gotten more interested in taking the forward space there than they have on some prior rounds, where you have Redux taking contact and then Narate behind the, well, he was behind the box.
They're against pistols here, right? So I think they're going to be able to flip the script on their normal game plan and actually assert their right to some more of this space. Oh, Narate. Okay, relay ball on the move. It's dirty.
Oh, that's a little awkward. He actually got caught on. Okay, I mean, things are looking awkward across the map, but can Redux stabilize on the retreat in the side ping by the haunt?
Oh, okay, tries to post up on the line. Caillou, been deadly consistent, is actually caught inside the convergent pass, so he'll be out of the fight for now. This will let Levitan into A.
Blows gets a gun. He's got the Nightfall for the post plant. 15 seconds to plant, and is going to get that down.
Sorry?
Sato forward with the AWP.
Spike planted.
Brutal stuff. This Viper Wall is actually extremely troll in this situation. Cutting off any chance of getting him, but here's John finally getting into the game, it feels. Snakebite, Cortezia trying to clear the close corner, but Sato found his third. And a Thrifty round for Levitan. Don't forget, it was like 3 classics, a Bucky, and a bloody Sheriff.
If we go to the coach cam, I know what I'm going to see from Kaplan's point of view right now.
Red.
What a frustrating
If it's his POV, red.
Yeah, that's about what I expected. Man, Sen are in some serious trouble here, but I guess maybe it's, I don't know, some kind of universe karma that Sen do get ecoed after doing exactly that on a couple occasions to Lev in this game.
The ledger tends to balance itself one way or another. Sato is 23 and 17 now.
Yeah, has a mental round after picking up that AWP. Crucial kill towards spawn from him. He has really been lighting up Sen this entire game.
Can Narate pick himself up from a rough round? Redux doesn't have any help there.
Man, it feels like Sen just want to win this round. They're getting really aggro down mid.
That smoke that Levitan put breaks up the 2 duelists for Sentinels. There's no chance for Narate to help.
Yeah, they had no intention of taking this one slow. They wanted the round to be done just 15 seconds into it, but now, Lev, First Blood, it's time to walk around slowly.
It's time to walk the dog. Stop for a bagel. An irradiated bagel, of course, but that's the best they got out here.
Neon just posted up towards B main.
Dog walked now. Very good.
What if we all go to B main? And what if we just hit this site? There are 2 SEN players ready to hold it, though. This is going to have to be a hell of a moment from Cortezia and Caillou, who, to be fair, has been playing an excellent Sova.
He's able to avoid that saturate. No one looking at him. Sato on the site now. Caillou's position revealed.
30 seconds left.
He's got a crossfire. He's thinking about a timing through that wall and unfortunately just picks the wrong spot. Paranoia's going to slow things down. Cortezia ready and waiting for Kingg to emerge. And now Levitan going to keep it close. They've got that player advantage. His Spike just rips one on Cortezia and John. And Narate, story of this game. He is going to be relied upon to keep Sentinels in Corrode. Spike planted, blows spotted surely around that corner. Fast lane will let Narate get in, but how does he play around this? What does it imply? Does Neon think he's crossed? He's still watching that line. Narate has to maybe a wide swing. This is hard, and Neon's reactions. Get the result for Levitan. 13-10 here on Corrode. A Sentinels map pick, and Wyatt, they're just not quite there yet.
Sato comes out swinging that entire game. Some of those attack rounds from LEV were a masterclass at that slow, controlled approach to the game, just working the Sentinels rotates. That's some excellent calling from Kingg. It's the game plan that Coach Owner has provided them with, and SEN really just didn't have the answers for it.
It's the ultimate paradox. It's Levitan team full of really aggressive individuals with aggressive tendencies in a structure that is way more conservative.
They're like the youngest team in the league. You would think they just want to run around and kill everybody.